Well, it's an honor to be here in Husky territory. I was at the football game this past year, and I did go to San Diego to the Poinsettia Bowl. Actually, last year I went to two bowls that NIU was in, the Orange Bowl at the beginning of the year and the Poinsettia Bowl at the end. And we didn't win either game, as we know. But the very fact that our great university, Northern Illinois University, the Huskies, really showed the nation how special the students are. I was so impressed by the student conduct and enthusiasm and energy, whether it's at the Orange Bowl or at the Poinsettia Bowl. Really, I think we really did our state and definitely NIU proud by our participation. And I wanted to come here today because, as Doug just mentioned, President Doug Baker, we want to thank Doug for his great leadership. I was here for his swearing in last fall, and he mentioned we did have a good meeting down in Springfield in my office in the state capitol. And one of the things that came up over and over again, not only here at NIU, but I'm going to be at University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana later today. I was just at DePaul in Chicago, DePaul University. Whether you have private universities or public universities or community colleges in Illinois, Kishwaukee isn't far from here, we want to make sure we invest in scholarships. We understand how important college education is to the families and students of Illinois, but it's more and more expensive, and we want to make sure it's affordable for working families, everyday people who want to make sure their kids get a chance to go to college, learn, and then go into the working world and make a difference. So we have to invest in human minds, and we've been doing that in Illinois for over half a century with this program called the Monetary Assistance Program. It's a great program. It provides scholarships to students in need to allow them to go to public or private universities or colleges here in our state of Illinois, including community colleges. And right now our budget this past year was $373 million for this scholarship program. It helped almost 150,000 students in our state. But if we don't get the budget that I outlined last week that includes income tax revenue, the budget's going to cut the MAP scholarship program by $50 million. And thousands of students, maybe 21,000 or so students, will lose their scholarships. Now, this is not the right way to go for Illinois. We want to instead, my budget calls for investing $50 million more in the MAP program, in the scholarship program, so we can serve 20 or 25,000 more students with scholarships. The tragedy right now is there's a long waiting list for MAP scholarships. Our state runs out of money at $373 million. We think we should put more money in. My goal is to invest and double the investment in the scholarship program over the next 5 years. And this year, this budget is the first installment. We want to make sure that students who have financial need, many of whom are the very first person in their family to go to college, and they are going to make a good example in their community, their neighborhood, really show what learning is all about. If we don't invest in those young men and women, and they're right here, we're missing the boat in Illinois. And I'm not afraid to go out all across our state, and especially here at this great university, where I believe about 1 out of every 3 students going to Northern Illinois University gets a MAP scholarship. And we cannot cut back on that. We have to invest more in that. It pays dividends for a lifetime. It increases our ability to create more jobs in Illinois and better paying jobs. So getting an opportunity to go to a great university like this one and having a scholarship that helps you get there is super important for our state of Illinois. And I think it's important to understand that if we don't invest in our students, if we have so many people left behind, the lack of the opportunity to go to college hurts our economy a great deal. You know, the latest study shows that student debt for college is greater than credit card debt in America. Well, we can't have that. We've got to make sure college is affordable, and that's what I'm committed to, and that's why we got to work very hard between today and May 31st. That's the deadline for getting the budget passed, and we're going to have a day in Springfield, April 30th. It's 4 weeks from yesterday. We're going to bring as many folks as we can to Springfield to make sure the legislators understand how important our MAP college scholarships are for students who need a helping hand financially in order to afford to go to college. The average debt that the students have in America after going to college is $24,000. We've got to help those students out, and that will pay, I think, a great dividend for our state for years to come. So that's why I'm here today. I'm also here because in the budget, I propose that we not cut the budget of Northern Illinois University. If we don't get our income tax revenue that we need in order to invest in higher education, we will have a budget decline of about $12 million for this university right here. Now, that's just plain wrong. If we want to have a strong economy, if we want to have a good future, we cannot be cutting higher education in our state by, in this university, $12 million. That's not right. And I think it's important that we summon our energy, gather together in the best traditions of Illinois, and work together to make sure that we invest in education in our state. Not only our higher education and our scholarships we're talking about today, but early childhood education. My budget also includes a good investment, a healthy investment in birth to 5. Those young boys and girls who are born today up to the age of 5, there's 1 million children in Illinois in that category of 0 to 5. We got to invest in their future to make sure they're ready for college. Same way with K to 12. We're not going to be starving our elementary and secondary schools and seeing property taxes go higher and higher. We've got to take a stand in Illinois. And I think it's important this year that we're at a turning point. We can either do the right thing or go backwards. And I don't think we should go backwards. I think we should go forwards in the best traditions of the Huskies and Northern Illinois University. So I wanted to come here to state my case, and I'm really glad that every one of these students is with us here today.
Hello, my name is Michelle Romero. I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior here at NIU studying political science. My life and my family's lives have been impacted hugely by the MAP grants. My 2 sisters and I have all put ourselves through college by working several part-time jobs and receiving student loans and the MAP grants. I'm a student worker at NIU's financial aid office, and I have spent 3 years waitressing at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm graduating next month, and I am fortunate enough to already have a job secured with Liberty Mutual Insurance. I'm hoping to someday return to school and pursue my law degree. It would have been very difficult for my parents to have afforded to send me to school, let alone all 3 of us. Thanks to the MAP grants, my sisters and I have pursued our dreams without being burdened by an overwhelming debt. I was fortunate enough to receive the MAP grant all 4 years here at NIU, but unfortunately, this year there were 1,441 students who were eligible to receive the grant, but were unable to get that opportunity due to a lack in funding. So I'm very excited to hear that Governor Quinn is proposing to expand MAP grant funding so that others can afford to put themselves through college and set themselves on the road to success. Thank you.
Well said. Very well said. Thank you.